Hi, this is James, and I have an album coming out May 8th. I only know what the people before me said, and it's really good, and there's a music video coming out that is really good. Shot, directed, edited, DP'd, everything pretty much by my boy Drew. Shot by Drew Films. Follow him. He did a phenomenal job, and the video looks really good, and the album's really good. So please watch out for that coming out May 8th. Now, I want to talk about Geese and I guess like culture or something. I don't know what I normally talk about. But if you think Geese is a psyop, I actually don't think you should talk about music as an industry or music marketing. I think anyone who genuinely believes that what their tactics were in any way unique or indicative of being plants. I think if you actually believe that, your opinion isn't valid because you are not familiar and not educated in the space, and that's okay. Maybe don't write 1,000 Substack articles about it or restack the things. I don't know what it's called on there. Now, if you've been online, on Substack, on Twitter, or if you're in the music space, you've probably been hearing about this whole Geese outed as a psyop or industry plant. This is a flawed belief. It is just how music marketing is now. If you believe marketing your music is inherently making you a plant, you can believe that, but just no artist, every artist, whether you like it or not, is marketing their music. It had to get out there somewhere. If you don't believe me, do more research into your favorite artists. Any artist that's been signed to a label is, by that logic, is a plant. And I guarantee you almost every indie artist is doing some form of marketing, whether intentional or not. Now, in Geese's case in particular, this kind of relates to Gen Z culture because Geese is the Gen Z rock band, which is one of the most unnecessary claims made to them, because I don't think they would ever claim that. They're the future of band music, which is good in a lot of ways in my opinion. I think Geese represents a good shift away from the Greta Van Fleet direction and more in a embrace uniqueness, new ideas, trying to be different in a good way. Sort of a phase for band music in the future. And Gen Z in particular has embraced Geese because they're new and they're young. And that's really big for new music. And not only that, they've kind of been embraced by meme culture. And when I say meme culture, is more internet culture in general. If you like Geese, you should like Geese. I feel there's this sort of weird self-aware performance that people have now when they like Geese, where they are oh, let me address the fact that I'm a man who likes Geese. And it's just enjoy the band. It's weird that you feel the need to address it because you are literally the guy talking to girls about it. You don't need to be self-aware when you do it. If you want to talk about a band, talk about a band. Don't be weird and adding in this whole I'm so the stereotype. Just be who you are. You don't have to acknowledge that you're doing something stereotypical. Regardless, Gen Z now, congrats to us, has the cultural capital. We have the cultural capital to be influential in terms of what is viewed as cool and good art. And yes, this is a good thing for us in a lot of ways, but we're also entering art how millennials were in 2012 to 2016, watching Lena Dunham Girls and going, this is so us era, which is, again, not all bad. I don't want to phrase this as all bad, but we are falling into some of the pitfalls that they are, which is a call-out culture, and not in a productive way, but in the sense of engaging with it as a means of social hierarchy. And not making a legitimate outreach or contemplation of different ways of doing things and immediately using buzzwords. And it's okay. That can actually incidentally be good. I mean, when you look at what millennials were doing in that era, part of that is the Me Too movement, and an objectively good thing in a lot of ways. So much good came from that of people being able to tell their stories. I don't want to frame this as all bad. That being said, the way Gen Z has done it so far is it's now lame to like Geese. It's not being productive. I think there's just a lot of big issues going on right now that I wish these sorts of efforts were being applied to. Of all the different messed up ways that corporations are acting right now, that influential figures are acting right now. We're mad at Cameron Winter for going on a date with Olivia Rodrigo. They probably have a lot in common. What are we talking about? They're both successful musicians. They both write music. They're like, I don't know what people want their reaction to be. Like Cameron Winter or Olivia Rodrigo is going to see what they're saying and be like, oh, we shouldn't like hang out ever. Like, I don't know what the mentality is. So I guess the message of this right now is that Gen Z is misusing the cultural capital that they have, or that we have, I should say. And there is an appropriate way to do it, right? So instead of like, again, going on Substack, writing an article about what you don't know about the music industry, which it's also goofy because it's like, what artist do you like doesn't market themselves? Geese just having to get called out for doing the modern way of doing it. Yeah, that's unfortunate, I guess. But what, like, past artists started like fan club newsletters that weren't run by them, that weren't really like doing anything for the fans besides just like advertising their stuff. What, like you want them to like run their own Twitter page or something and being genuine? That's also marketing. That's selling their personality to you. Arguably more messed up because it's like making their identity a brand. No, we should be mad about some manufactured comments on posts. Like, I don't know what the actual call out here is besides just wanting to be mad at Geese because it's like socially convenient to be like someone who's anti-Geese. I don't really know, but it doesn't really matter because no one's real lives are being affected by this. It's not like you go out in public and you talk about Geese and someone's like, oh, you're like crazy for liking them. It's like they played Coachella and they're like on SNL, and it's like, who cares that Twitter didn't like their SNL performance? It's like, maybe you have a relative that reaches out to you just like, oh, did you see Geese on SNL? They were bad. It's like, yeah, but like people also didn't like a lot of other artists. Like, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't get mad at people being mad about it. But that being said, it's like, don't actually internalize any of the anger about it, and don't contribute to the whole call out culture regarding Geese, because it's like, there's so much more important stuff going on that you should be getting mad about. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be mad in this time. Just don't be mad about that. That's the worst reason right now to be mad. I guess in regards to like Gen Z controlling cultural capital and like, I don't know, misusing what they should be doing. It's all like fan culture still. And I think part of that is like Gen Z needs to acknowledge that what they're doing is part of like fan culture. And it's based in like, I guess like what we were raised on, because like even when you apply it to something outside of music, take sports, our generation is the first generation to be way more like attached to players than organizations. Now, while that's good in a lot of ways, you know, it's like, don't worship an organization in sports. It's like those owners are only cared about a profit. They're not actually catering to fans. They'll like say that, but like, you know, 99% of their actions are internally intended to produce higher revenue. Very rarely do you get an owner making decisions. I forget which owner it was. It might have been the Suns owner that like made their games cheaper, or like even the Bulls owner who like, while making a lot of bad decisions, it did do the whole like $15 package for Chicago sports. Like, you know, it's complicated, but I want to act like every decision every owner makes is bad. Regardless, this is all emblematic of how Gen Z culture gets attached to people. You become defensive. It's camps. It's camps of people. And this isn't, again, inherently bad, but it should be marked that that's still how we're engaging with things despite us getting older. And it's like, we should acknowledge that Gen Z as a whole is getting older, and that means more control over culture. But B, also needs to reevaluate and mature. And it's okay. Like, obviously people as individuals are maturing. I'm talking about collectively in terms of what is consumed. It's so bad when I look at like the whole Iceman stuff going on, because it's like Drake's whole dropping of Iceman, doing it the way he's doing it with the rollout is lame to me. But I get, if I was like a major Drake fan, I'd probably think it was cool or whatever. But like going to Kendrick Lamar's posts and like spamming the ice emoji is one of the lamest things I've ever seen. And when I see it, all I can think of is like, oh wow, this is like people in relatively my age doing this. You don't know Drake. Stop acting like you know Drake in the same way you don't know Kendrick. And you can even like take sides to a certain extent from what is publicly available, was public knowledge. But at the end of the day, it's like, why are you like executing their plans? Like you don't know them. You don't at all. In the same way you don't know Cameron Winter and you don't know Olivia Rodrigo, so why are you commenting on their relationship? It's fine. It's fine. You can. You're well within your right. It's just like, yeah, you can like choose to waste your life. You can choose what you're mad at. You know, if you're going to gain one thing from Sartre, gain the idea that like you can kind of choose your feelings about something to a certain extent. Obviously, I think it's more complicated than just purely reactions that are a consequence of free will. That is why you feel an emotion. I think it is more complicated than that. That being said, to a certain extent, you can choose how you feel about something like that, especially. You know, put the phone down, I guess, is like the core message, like norm core life max. I don't know. Choose what you care about. And like, I think it's silly that I care about this. It's part of why I'm venting about it and making a video about it, because I'm going to do this and then forget that I even ever cared about people doing this. Please check out my music. It is a lot better than it was before, and it is good now. It is actively good. I will defend that. It is good music. Check it out. May 8th. It's coming out along with a video. Thanks for watching.